Howdy all, Dean Stiller here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead music news. Reporting on Dead & Company, we're kicking off the second leg here of, I guess this is fall tour now. So I didn't get the last three in, I was busy, I got shit going on, I got real life to do other than this little hobby of mine. So Deer Creek, if you want, how about this? Here's some musical history, we'll give it to you, Deer Creek. It's 89. Has something very unique in common with Eugene 78. See if you can figure out what that is. So maybe Google it now. By the time I'm done, you'll have figured it out. You might know. There's some people out there that might know. You got a brand new venue that year, and we were thrilled to be there because we were in nothing but stadiums the whole summer, and this was intimate compared to where we'd spend summer tour up to that point. As a post space, you got two Jerry ballads. I've talked about that before. You get China Doll. There's a Garcia lyrically botched Stella, but it's because he was just lost in the moment, and he was too deep into it to give a shit about the lyrics. That happens sometimes. It's 90 was an outstanding year. It's Help Slip Frank opener, you're gonna love that. You get Brent's Last, Easy to Love You. It ends with Cassidy Deal. I mean, that's a roaster. The second set, China Rider, Looks Like Rain, Terrapin, Other One Do. That for me was the show, and The Wait, and that's when The Wait was good back when the Grateful Dead played it. I liked it a lot back then. For those of you that think I hate the song, I don't hate the song. I just absolutely know that Dead & Company suck on it. So the night two in 90, you got two nights there in 90. It was funny. They come out for the second set. I don't know if it was an accident, a prank, or if it was intentional, but Phil was turned way up. He was way up in the mix, and they do this massive, hellacious Victim. Is not really a favorite of mine, the tune, but that one was just a monstrosity of a musical experience. Probably the best Victim ever. Mickey, he ends it on the beam, and him and Phil are going back and forth, competing on low notes. There on the Mickey on the beam, that was a roaster. That one was a good one. 91, we got there in 91. Jack Straw, Mickey in Beast Mode on Jack Straw. Check that out. There's a great YouTube video of Mickey just beating the living daylights out of that. It's the best Jack Straw of 91. Maybe ever. I don't know about any of that. So, June 7th, this was an interesting year because this year they typically ended the East and went to Deer Creek. And so in 91, they started in Deer Creek. So that was very different. Anyway, 6-7, one of Hornsby's best. You got a Scarlet Fire that was damn near 25 minutes long. That's just a roaster. Truckin' New Speedway. It's unbelievable stuff there. You listen to that Standing on the Moon. Garcia gets a case of Be With Yous that'll give you the chills all over. That's one of my favorite Standing on the Moons around there. 6-7-91. 6-28-92. 92, not a great year, really, by and large, but 6/28/92, that was probably one of the best nights of the entire year. Another Help Slip Frank opener, and you got Tom Thumb's Blues that we always loved when Phil would throw that one in there. And the last To Lay Me Down, you got El Paso. They had brought that back, so you got El Paso. That's a lot of fun. China Rider, Estimated, Way to Go Home. Last Time, China Doll, Round and Round. That might be the best Casey Jones of them all. So Phil on backups, he's animated as humanly possible. That was a great history lesson. So there you go. If you're new to the music, check all those out and you'll love them. There's no doubt. They're great. Other than that, I thought Deer Creek was good. I thought Deer Creek was the set list was very good. I'm not sure if it was played as good as the list might lead you to believe. I thought the first night of Wrigley was atrocious. It absolutely stunk from beginning to end. I know they had weather problems and stuff, but we got rained on like crazy last time we were in Chicago, and they killed it. So it was well worth being in the rain for that music. It wasn't even worth being damp for what they played the first night. night at Wrigley. Second night I thought was an outstanding night of music. You knew they were going to try to make up for the first night with a great night of music there. So there you go. There's Deer Creek and 2 Wrigleys. I just took care of it all. Hopefully I did it quick enough. So let's get to the second leg of the tour here in Charlotte. Started off, let the good times roll. Everybody's looking extremely refreshed here. So looking like a little bit of rest did him good. So Jeff, he still can't sing at all. It's terrible when you have to listen to that. It's about no other musicians, I don't think, outside the realm of Grateful Dead music would even permit it to happen. Anyway, because I'm just grateful when the show starts, Mayer's got the right guitar on. I'm grateful he's playing the right guitar. That made me happy. So anyway, he's doing his falsetto thing, which I love from Weir at the end to let the good times roll, and that's a great time. You get Cassidy up next. It's Mayer's falsetto. It's just has no business in Cassidy. The falsetto was making me want to puke. It's a Mayer all night long with that fucking falsetto. I think when there's teenage girls at his show, at his solo shows, they probably get all amped up when he does that falsetto, but they're probably tone deaf also. Anyway, maybe not. Could be extremely talented musicians. You never know. But that falsetto's terrible. All the falsetto going on last night. You might as well do fucking Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons covers. Listen, we don't need everybody on falsetto. That's terrible. Anyway, who cares? We're having fun. We got music. The jam was okay. Well-paced jam throughout Cassidy. Mayer goes back to the signature guitar. I don't mind the way that guitar sounds, but honestly, I got to turn the volume down on the signature guitar. I got to turn the volume down. The room, it's a fatiguing sound. The sound of that guitar is as fatiguing as a bad relationship, really. Anyway, he didn't have to wear headphones until that guitar came around. So, I don't know, I think if we're being honest, that signature PRS may be the reason for the headphones. I think I gotta wear them too now. I almost can't hear that thing for too long. It's a fatiguing sound. When version 2 comes out, I imagine they may correct that silently without saying it was ever a problem in the first place, but that's a fatiguing sounding guitar. Maybe not. Maybe it's the greatest sounding guitar ever, and I don't know shit. That's a possibility, so some of you can stick with that, and that'll make you happy. So anyway, I'm grateful that he changes the guitar after that. So it's no falsetto for Mr. Charlie. I'm gonna love Mr. Charlie when we don't have to deal with falsetto. There you go. It must have been the Roses was before that. He sob rocked the fuck out of it. Not a fan. So it's another time. You guys probably all thought it was just wonderful, and that's great. Hold on to that. It's good for you. Looks Like Rain. That's a good one. We're on Looks Like Rain. It did a great job. He wasn't really over the top Broadway Bob. A good job, always a good job on Looks Like Rain. Birdsong, Mayer, he's doing hammer-ons during Birdsong. I don't know what the fuck, they might have had too long off, as everybody's acting crazy and shit. Kreutzmann's a beast on Birdsong. I love listening to him on that. The jams they find in that are consistently very good. They always have been since the beginning of time. Last night was no exception. So anyway, the band comes out for the second set. So Weir throws everybody off. He starts tinkering on some kind of shit. Maybe he was going to try to do one of those intro jams to Scarlet that nobody needs. We just need the sounds of Scarlet. That's fine. We don't need an intro jam like they do with Jack Straw and other things. Just it's instant nirvana when you hear the first notes of Scarlet. We don't need an intro jam. Just start playing Scarlet would be nice. Anyway, it got threw everything off. The whole band was out of kilter trying to think, where the hell do we start this? I don't know. Threw everybody off. Before you know it, John steps back. They finally get it going before the opening verse. By the time she's got rings on her fingers and bells on her shoes, I believe they got it straight. So Weir Shrooms, they appear to be kicking in. He's looking very interesting there. Mayer, he destroys the whole thing with more falsetto. Really, there's way too much falsetto all over the place tonight. They get around to beating it up pretty good when the jam comes around. As I almost thought like I heard a little piece of playing in that transition jam. I thought I heard playing pass through, and it ends up being Uncle John. So they're going to break up the classics. You're going to get Scarlet Uncle John's breaking up the classics with a classic. And there was nothing wrong with that, as Uncle John's was good. There's Fire up next, and O'Teal, Uncle John's just kind of died, and Fire, O'Teal kicked that into gear. So great to hear Mickey during that one. During Fire, you could hear Mickey really good. The mix was great for Mickey. So we heard him beating shit up with his brushes there during Fire, and it was fun to hear him. They're going through the solos here. Mayer, he's going with Carnival Sound for this one. Carnival Sounds for this one. So there you go. He's up there like some kind of circus conductor, and he's going with Carnival Sounds. All right. Terrapin, way too many attempts at stylizing the vocals on Terrapin. You're always excited to hear Terrapin. Mayer, he's fucking, him and we are sob rocking the shit out of the lyrics. That tune, the lyrics are brilliant. They just got to come straight at you. So I'm watching this thing, and I know we can't get stuck on Garcia and stuff, but see, Garcia didn't have to oversing a damn thing. He could undersing it, and it was awesome. He didn't have to try to crazy stylize shit. He took it right to you. That's what I love about Garcia. I listened to him, and he didn't go over the top with much. He didn't have to. He was just that cool. Anyway, I guess nobody else is, so what the hell are you going to do? Weir's been trying in that spot for a long time. He'll never make it. The music, it was interesting, and it was played well, except the whole stylized lyric thing on Terrapin is, I don't know. The drums, Mickey heads straight for the beam, right to the beam. That's always a good sign for drums, and they put on a fine display there. Here, to me, is when it got super interesting. They play the other one. They're playing the other one, and Weir sings No Speedway. This was great. They're playing the other one, singing New Speedway, and it's the first time New Speedway hasn't sucked since this band started. That song's usually a big, slow stinker. Not this time around. They sounded great because they were playing the other one and singing New Speedway. It's amazing how that worked out. It's an upgrade for New Speedway. It's probably a demotion for the other one, but anyway, I thought that might be the first No Speedway they ever played that didn't suck. I absolutely thought that was great. Maybe they should have played the other one and sang Black Peter, because Black Peter was terrible. Really, it was just an absolute mess. Weir's a mess on it. The whole song sounded like more or less shit. If they're on the Gong Show playing this, all three judges are hitting the gong. There's no doubt about that. They can't make it through an audition on America's Got Talent if they were playing this song. It was atrocious all the way through. The end saved the beginning and the middle. The beginning and the middle was awful. The harmonies are terrible. But the end, everyone gets happy because we're... he does his scream, and that makes everybody happy. Run and see. So there you go. It sounded terrible, but I'm sure you liked it anyway. Maybe they should have played the other one and sang Casey Jones, because during Casey Jones, the entire band was playing a different song. Nobody was playing the same tune. I don't know if any of them were playing Casey Jones. They were trying to sing it, though. That was an absolute mess. Nothing good about that, but it's a fine way to end a show, I guess. I mean, I don't know. The whole fucking band, everyone's playing a different song. So if you thought that was good, you were fully illuminated for sure. The encore is the ripple. Ripple is the encore. Encore is the ripple. Ripple is the encore. And so that's always nice to hear. Ripple. Listen, they get the thing started in Charlotte for the second leg here. It's a little bit choppy there, if you ask me. I probably don't think it was nearly as wonderful as most of you do. Might think it's a little bit better than some of you. that's the way it goes. Tonight's in Atlanta. I'm going to see Phil tonight. I'm going to go check out Phil at the Cap with the Q. That's going to be a good time. So I'm going to check that out. So I don't know if I'll report on Atlanta because I don't even know when I get to see it. Who knows when I get to watch it. So if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. I love you forever. It's good to be back. I'm glad we have live music to talk about. I'm always happy about that because when the band's playing, we got interesting things to discuss. Always and often. And I love you forever. We'll talk to you soon.